and we are on another episode 4 of the Peace Pipe Podcast. I am David. To my left would be X, and to the bottom would be uh, Anthony. Your name on there.
I
Uh,
know what those people.
so what's up, guys?
Not a lot, man. Just chilling. Happy to be at work finally.
Same old shit.
Yeah. Well, for what? I don't think anybody knows, but I was fucked up for a bit, so that was cool.
Yeah, we missed him.
Yeah, I've heard.
You weren't on the last show. Yeah.
Yeah, I was not on the last episode. So what happened was my pancreas decided to go all shit on me, and it was inflamed. And because of that, there was a whole bunch of stuff that was wrong with me, and I wasn't showing any symptoms. So if anything, I was I was at work and I started having these like really bad pains in my stomach to the point where I barely even could stand. So I'm like, okay, go home, take medicine, cool. Go back the next day, hell of a lot worse. So I'm like, no. And this is on a Friday. So I'm like, no, I gotta go to the hospital, man. This something's wrong. So I got there. I think I got there around 4 in the morning. And by the time anything happened, it was already 10, 12. Um, so to make it short, I had gallstones and I had gallstones. One of them decided to get stuck in between my pancreas and like a whole bunch of other stuff. So they had to stick a tube down there, and I guess it passed on its own when they did that, which is cool. And then after a while, they were just waiting for my pancreas to just settle down and stop hurting, and that itself took a whole week. Of nothing but just meds, just straight medicines. I wasn't eating for a whole week. It was crazy. Um, but what had happened was that I ended up getting pancreatitis because I was like overexerting myself at work, you know. And then next thing I know, because my pancreas decided to go shit, there was something wrong with one of my kidneys. There's my gallbladder was all fucked up, so they had to remove my gallbladder. So that was fun. Hurt like a motherfucker when I woke up, that's for sure. So for right now, for about a month, I can't do any heavy work. I mean, I'm happy to be at work, but it kind of sucks because I'm on light duty, meaning I can barely even pick up anything over 15 pounds, at least for a month.
So you can't do shit pretty much.
I can't do shit really, and it kind of sucks, you know. But it is what it is, and I mean, if anything, I'm happy that my gallbladder was removed. Uh, I was told it's crazy because I'm too young to get my gallbladder removed. But I mean, I can't help it.
Well, how old are you, X?
22.
Yeah, you're young as shit.
Yeah, I mean it's the second major surgery I've ever had in my life. My first one would be my appendix, and even then, that was a pain in the ass. And I think I was like, when I had gotten my appendix removed, I was 12, 13. So
God damn
yeah,
it.
yeah. So no matter what, I'm always getting fucked up.
Oh man, I think people call it accident prone.
Maybe.
That's crazy though. Well, anything interesting?
What's that?
Anything interesting happened to you guys this week?
I mean, just work. I mean, like I said, I'm happy to be I'm happy to be back at work. Barely kind of did some stuff during the weekend. Not today though. It's kind of been a chill day.
Why'd you go to
But
the
yes,
damn fair again?
no, we were going to go yesterday, but you know how it's been raining on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. We didn't do anything, so
It's
it's cool though.
sprinkled. I didn't even call that rain. That was a sprinkle, bro.
It was raining like crazy yesterday.
Really?
Maybe in his area.
Yeah, it was raining. Friday was raining like in the afternoon. No, it was all Saturday. All Saturday it was raining.
What time though?
Mm.
All day. All day it was raining, and then it kind of stopped a little bit, and like in late afternoon, like around 3 or 4, and then it just kept going on and off.
Okay, because I didn't get up till about 3, and then I didn't see outside after 6:10, and then I didn't see morning till 8:30.
Yeah, it was coming down. Yeah.
I think it's still raining, but in some areas, I don't think it's raining over here where I'm at.
No, it's not raining here.
Mm-mm. Might be in the mountains or whatever.
Probably in the North Valleys or something.
Probably. But what about y'all? I mean, how's y'all's week been?
13-hour shift kick your ass. I'll tell you that.
Shit, man. Well, I bet them checks be coming out fat, huh?
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I see it, honestly. I mean, even if it's like long shifts and everything, as long as those checks come out fat, that's all that matters to me. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah, I've always wanted to work ever since I was 13, yeah. But, child labor laws and everything. And so, I mean, I did cut a couple lawns, did mow a couple lawns, but I'm not doing that again. The last job I had, some guy screwed me over, so that was fun.
Oh, what do you do?
Yeah.
He never paid me at all. He never
How
paid me.
big was the yard?
How big was the yard?
Yeah.
It was a pretty decent size, honestly. It was one of the small homes. Pretty decent size yard. I can't give you the exact measurements of it, but it was pretty decent. But I mean, it's cool. I got my payment in a different kind of form. Let's just say the guy had to repair a couple windows.
Damn. Okay. I was gonna say.
Allegedly.
No, allegedly.
That's great.
Yeah, but no, man.
Same old shit, man.
Yeah,
So here's some good news. I think there's the second live or podcast we did. It has like the most views.
This one?
No, the second one. That one.
oh shit.
Keep going, man.
The hell yeah. Well, that's good to hear.
Got to figure out that hat though. That hat would be dope.
Yeah, we're just keep going.
Say do a beanie or something. I don't know. Pretty sure I'm pretty sure there's some websites.
What about you, Anthony? You like a hat more or a beanie more?
A hat?
Or a beanie?
I'd rather wear a hat. I like beanies, but I got a fat guy face, so it just makes my head look round when I wear beanies. I don't know what like beanies, like especially people that got like long hair, because when you grow your hair at first, when you have long hair, you have like the ugly stages in between, like when it gets long and like not long enough to comb back, so it just looks like fucked up. So a lot of people wear beanies. You know what I mean? Like your hair, I bet your hair is about that length. How long is your hair? You got Michael Myers hair.
About this long.
Come on, take the dashiki off. He's got fucking what's that one dude's name?
I got that CM Punk hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like fucking wearing beanies. A lot of people that wear beanies all the time, they get like acne on their forehead too, like all nasty because they sweat all the time when they wear beanies.
Mm. So if we were to do hats, I mean, what kind of hats? Like trucker hats, fitted caps. Like, what are we trying to go for?
I like fitted hats, but I don't know about you guys. I know you like the trucker hat look.
I like trucker hats. I don't think I've ever owned a fitted hat though. That's the thing.
Well, shit, where I came from in my time, it was like you wear fitted hats and then you left the sticker on.
Mm.
And the hats, they made like the different letters on the hats meant something in LA. Like in East LA,
Yeah.
different neighborhoods that you're from.
No, I guess it's the same thing in Texas, but it's a fucking trucker hat, bro. I mean, I don't give a fuck about a sticker.
So you lived in
I
Texas for
mean,
a long time, huh, X?
for most of my life, yeah. I
You
mean,
were in like
there,
not cities, right? You were like more of like a country Texas type of person, right?
it's yes and no. For like half, for a good bit, I lived in the city, and then for another good bit, I lived in the country.
So are you like in tune with like the Texas culture down there?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I like Texas culture a lot more than any other thing. I mean, Southern culture, really. Because I lived in Louisiana as well, so I got to think about that.
Well, a lot of people from Texas, do they consider themselves Southerners or not? Because I heard some people say that they're not Southerners.
It all depends if you were born if you were born in the South, yeah, you're considered a Southerner, or if
So
you
if
were
you're
born up north,
somewhere north of Texas, you're not considered a Southerner.
Texas is the South. It's always going to be in the South, no
So the whole
matter
state is
what.
Texas. If you're from Texas, you're born from Texas, you're Southerner then, right?
Yeah, at least in my opinion. I mean, if anybody else has their own opinions, that's them. But to me, like I said, I was born in Texas. I was raised mostly in Texas. I
So
consider
you feel
myself
Let
Southern.
me ask you, because you brought this up. So, would you prefer living in Texas when it was more city for you, or did you like the country more?
Mm. Well, the city does have good aspects to it, but recently the city's gone shit. If I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a lot more crime nowadays, and I kind of blame the younger generations, because they're all a bunch of hotheads. So because of that, you always got a bunch of shootings and shit. I mean, nobody wants to settle beef how they did it back then. Just straight fists. Everybody wants to settle it with a bullet. But I mean, the country life is good too. It's quiet depending on where you're at. You know. Plus, you got a bunch of ranches that you can work at, or I mean, if you're lucky, you got a feed store. I mean, it all depends. I mean, you also have the oil fields, and you also have sand plants. You also have a bunch of welding jobs you can get. I mean, there's a whole lot to do, man. Really, city or country.
So let me ask you this, X. So like, since you come from Texas, do you think like talking on the gun culture and like coming from Texas, how do you feel on your gun stance? Do you feel like guns are okay or guns are bad or everyone should have one, certain people should have one? What do you feel about that coming from Texas?
Well, coming from Texas, yeah. I mean, I'm all about guns. But I mean, yeah, certain people don't fucking need guns. Like I said, the younger generation, they don't need it. Why do they need a gun for? I mean, you're still in fucking middle school. What the fuck you need a gun for?
Well, that's the
You
thing though. So
know?
back down a long time ago, like down south, like there were some places like in Louisiana or like deep south parts of Texas, like back in like the early, I think '60s it was. There would be like
Right.
a gun safety class where they would let the kids have their guns and bring their guns into school, and they would actually
Yeah.
like a gun safety class. I feel like America kind of pushed the gun culture away because of a lot of like prolific shootings and things that happen, like violent shit that involve guns. So it made a lot of people get kind of iffy. The way I see it is, no
Yeah.
matter what, like different states, like Texas, they have pretty lenient laws. It's not difficult to get a gun. You don't have to have a license to get the gun. You don't have to take a class to get the gun. There's no restrictions on magazine amount. None of that shit. California is a completely different side of the coin. It's like completely
Mm,
out. All kinds of regulations, what you can buy, what you can, all kinds of shit. But there's a lot of crime still. I know a lot of crime in all of California. So I feel like even New York too, they have some really strict gun laws. They have a lot of gun violence still too. So I don't know, but then there's places like Texas, they have lenient gun laws. It's a lot easier. Like even Florida too, they have a lot of lenient gun laws, but they still have a lot of shootings too.
they do. And it's the problem about that is they let the wrong kind of people buy guns. You know, I mean, if you're an ex, think about it. If you're an ex felon or whatever, if you're an ex felon, you don't need a gun. You know,
Well, as soon as you even get a F on your record, you're not even allowed to own a gun.
right? But somehow they still manage to get their hands on guns. You know, like
That's
they
the way
don't.
it is. No matter what, if you're a criminal and you want a gun, you'll buy a gun. It's like Japan. I think is one of the most strict countries to own a gun. It's like almost impossible to own a gun, especially even if you're law enforcement. Any of that, like I know London, like in England, it's really hard. But you can get licensing and like get collectors licenses to like actually own certain guns. But Japan is one of those countries that you can't own shit. But there, you can get
Yeah,
guns. It'll be like $20,000-$30,000 for a rifle. That's just a semi-auto rifle. I think Australia's the same like too. So no matter
mm,
what you want to pay for it, you can fucking pay for it, you know. But
yeah,
I feel like there should be more knowledge, like widespread knowledge of like gun ownership and like more better gun control, like a better gun culture. Because there's always
mhm.
like everyone sees movies, they see like motherfuckers shooting at each other and killing people, and that's pretty fucked up, you know. That's I feel like push people into thinking it's okay to hurt somebody with a gun because it's just something they've seen on a TV, you know, on a movie.
I mean,
They want to
it's
be
not
fucking
only
John Wick.
TV. Yeah, I mean, it's not only TV though. It's also like video games. You know, especially with the young generations. You know, they see oh they to them they think it's easy to use a gun, it's easy to handle it, you know, but when it comes to them actually holding it, they don't know shit, you know, they don't know how to load it, they don't know how to change a magazine or a clip or whatever, you know. So, and because they're young, they think, oh, okay, I can go out, I can shoot whoever I want because I have a gun, nobody's gonna stop me, you know. And I don't think that should
Where was
be
it recent? Where was it recently? And that there was a school shooting it. Was
in
that
Texas or in general.
in general? I think it was. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Illinois
Recently,
recently. Look that up if you can. There's one that recently happened. I want to say in the last like week or two.
see, that's when I feel like they need to prosecute the parents because they're getting the guns from the parents.
Yeah,
So if you have fucking an AR-15 laying around, or you have a handgun laying around, or a bunch of ammo laying around, I feel like that's fucked up. We shouldn't have access to fucking guns like that in a household where young adults are at.
right. I mean, if anything, I feel like when it comes to that, parents need to be more. You need to be more smart where they keep their guns, you know. But a lot of people are real ignorant when it comes to that, and they're real lazy when it comes to them putting up their guns, you know.
Yeah. No, that's honest truth.
And certain
Because
states too. If marijuana legal states like California and Nevada. So if you get your medical card for cannabis, you can't be a owner. I think even Colorado's the same way. So they tell you if you want to legally smoke cannabis, you can't do so and own a gun. I think that's pretty fucked up. So I can drink a beer or smoke a cigarette that's gonna fucking kill me, but I can't smoke weed and own a gun. That's fucked up.
I think it's because everybody's still iffy on legalizing weed. I mean, there's still a lot of people out there who thinks weed or marijuana like influences like random shit, influences like crime. They don't know. That's like the point is they don't know. They've never smoked it, so how the hell can they sit there and say, "Oh, weed is bad"? Weed causes you to do crime and all that. Like, no, no, you know.
I
I
don't
mean,
believe it.
if anything, it chills everybody the fuck out.
All right, I'll tell
Uh,
Now,
I would say this. I would say 97% of people would get relaxed and chill out. 3% would go crazy. But when you think about the world's population at 3%, that's a lot of fucking people. Now, let me
yeah,
also put this in perspective. And from my own standpoint, being a gun owner, I think I'm more likely to do something more stupid with my gun when I'm drunk than I am fucking ever stoned. Thank
uh-huh.
you very much.
yeah. I was actually going to get to that point. I was actually going to like talk about that. That if you were to put weed in a room with a bunch of people, chances are they're just going to be there chilling. Chances are they're going to be ordering pizza or whatever the fuck because they got the munchies. But if you put alcohol in a room full of people, then yeah, everybody's going to get hella violent. Because you got to think about it. A lot of people don't know how to handle their alcohol. A lot of people get crazy when they're drunk. A lot of people get very emotional. It fucks with your emotions more than weed. It's all in your head. You're feeling good. You feel calm. But with alcohol, it's more you're angry. You're showing more emotion to things. You're more sensitive to things.
Hmm.
But yeah, you're right.
I don't believe in that bullshit. People say like weed's dangerous. I don't know about you guys, but I used to work in the cannabis industry and be deep in it, where like I used to be around a lot of growers and people that just give you weed, because they want you to try it. And when you are
Yeah,
around people that grow weed, they give you a lot of weed, so you fucking half ounces, ounces all the time. So at a lot of points, like probably like at least 2 years straight, almost about a half ounce a day, like for real, half ounce a day. Like no matter what, I can at least get like 4 or 5 fat joints out of that shit, and have a little bit at the end to make a little skinny one at the end of the night. You know what I mean? But I've been super high. I don't know about you guys. I've been to one time I got so high it was like a fucking comic book. You ever see like in the beginning of Marvel movies when it's like a comic book flipping pages and it's like flip flip
yeah.
flip. I got so high. I remember this shit. The first time I ever smoked purple weed out here in Reno, and I was young. I was like 13. Yeah, I was like 13. I was like, all right, my cousins used to go. We were badass kids. I told my grandpa, we need money for some food. We're gonna go to some chips, right? So I'm gonna get 20. You're gonna get 20. Or you're gonna get 20. And my grandpa, when he's having a good day, he would just come and give us money. Like, here's $40. So it was one of those days when we got a lot of money. So it was like me and my
Mm.
cousin, we had like almost $100 between us. And we're like, let's go get a fat sack of some weed. So we got like a big bag. And this is back in the day when I would smoke like dime bags of good weed and get high. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of weed. So I remember that
Mm.
time we rolled like 4 blunts, and then we were smoking bong rips. We didn't even get to smoke a blunt. We had them waiting because back in the day we smoked them in a swisher and they put them in the freezer. So we're taking bong rips, and as we're taking bong rips, like this is the first time we consecutively smoking like dank weed back to back. It was like a fucking like a camera shot overview of like me looking down at the bowl and like just lighting it. It was like those old school plastic bombs. And I'm like, damn, I got real high. I just looked up, and it just looked like a big fucking page, fucking bam, 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 real fast. I remember I was just looking like, what the fuck? And I got up because I was like, this ain't real. I got up and I walked out the door, and I got all the way down the stairs, and it was an apartment complex, and I was trying to walk across the apartment complex to my grandma's house. And my cousin came. I was like, "Hey, are you done?" And I was like, finally, like came out of that crazy flip book shit, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, this is from weed, right? And I was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, you're tripping, fool." I was like, "We gotta go home." I was like, "Damn." It's like, I'm too high, fool. I gotta go home. So yeah, he's like, "You're a tripping fool. You're sitting there on the couch, hitting the couch with your hands," and then you just walked out the door and started walking home. I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm too high, fool. Everything looks like a cartoon for real." So we were trying to walk to my grandma's house. So They fucking locked us out because they went somewhere. We're badass kids, so they don't leave doors open. So they're like, "Fuck, what we gonna do?" Cousin's like, "All right, his big ass. I'm gonna open the window in the back porch. We gotta slide it open. Like, cool, slide it open. And it's pretty fucking high. You know, it's like 4 foot tall. You know, to jump through the window, and we're big fuckers. So I'm high as fuck, and I'm just looking through the window, and I swear, like the window, looking in there, it looked like a fucking like a dollhouse. Like if you ever look at a dollhouse, like a kid's dollhouse, you look in, and there's like the curtains and like the little things inside. I swear it looked like a fucking a dollhouse. So we're sitting there for like at least 30 minutes high, laughing our ass off, like, who's gonna jump in? So I was like, fuck it, let's jump in. So we jumped in, he opens the door, and then he's like, all right, I'm gonna go back. I'm like, you gonna go back, fucker? I'm too high if we just chill with me. I was all right, fucking cool, whatever, go to sleep. I was all right, I'm by myself, and I was like, you know what? It's probably the worst idea I had. Let me turn all the lights off and then lay in the bed. It's a little hot, and fuck, I'm high as fuck, right? So I need to put something on. I'm gonna put the fan on. And those tall ones, that like skinny ones, like power ones that go like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for some fucking reason, it was on a weird fucking setting. I was just like pushing buttons, and I was like, whatever, fine, it's on. I laid there, and I was super high, and I was like, what the fuck? And then it just started coming back around, and it would like it stopped at one point, and it just went, and it would like get faster, and then go slow again, and then get faster, and it tripped me the fuck out, man. The whole night, I was tripping balls, man. It was a good time. First time I ever got super, super stoned. But you know, I didn't fucking die though. I didn't jump out no window or no shit like that either.
Well, that's good.
It was a good time.
I don't know why you brought up jumping out the window, but that was funny.
Yeah, because you know people are crazy. They think they can fly or some shit like that. Like the people that over, like they say they overdose on acid. They take too much acid. They want to fly out the window or some shit like that.
Okay, that's a whole nother thing, dude. Like we can talk about people on acid, like so, because my wife asked me on video on acid, but
You ever do acid, Dave?
oh fuck yeah,
It's a trip, huh?
it's fun. I like it better than shrooms.
What about you, X? You haven't tried none of that shit?
No, I've never tried. I've never tried any psychedelics. I mean, the only thing I've ever tried was weed. That was it.
But when you do it, dude, you gotta do it with a good state of mind. All right, you gotta go in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard.
Oh, we can talk about that.
No, I've heard of people telling me that if I were to do something like that, I need to be in a good place mentally, because if not, it's gonna fuck me up. And that's why I don't do it. You know, that's why. Because I'm always stressing over some random shit. I'm always stressing, so I can't. I stick to weed though. I stick to weed. It calms me down.
But
I'll
the
tell you,
acid will.
back in the day, I used to know somebody that was like a close friend of ours, like family friend, and his brother was a youngster, and he didn't smoke, didn't do nothing like that, but his brother, you know, he used to have the shrooms and weed on deck, so he was a big weed man, and he had shrooms sometimes, and I remember he was all like, "Oh man, I want to do some shrooms, man." I'm like, I want to fry it, I want to take some shrooms, and I told him, "Look, man, you haven't even smoked weed yet," and I was like, "You should smoke some weed." So I'm telling you right now, you're a youngster, you shouldn't do anything. But if you're gonna take shrooms, you have to because you think you need to. Smoke some weed first, and you're gonna see. Okay, well, man, this made me real high. Shrooms are kind of like that, but they're like a lot more intense. Acid, on the other hand, it's way more intense, and it's crazy. I just don't like the intense feeling of like dread and like fear, because like on shrooms you get that. It's like
Why do you have fear of what?
it's a wave of like it doesn't you wave and then you like peak where
Yeah.
you have your experience, and then it comes down, and then it's just like small waves of you tripping on here and there. Acid is just a full ride. Peak, but then after you're peaked, and then the whole time you're tripping balls still, like that same sense of like everything's so intense.
Yeah, dude, it's to me. Tell you how you want to say it, but it's a miracle. It's a miracle doing it. It really is, because like X said, he hasn't tried it because he's always stressed, but it's kind of like opening your third eye, if you believe in that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a way of the way life seems while on acid, dude. It's amazing, especially if you're in a good state. Like, you know, when my wife has me on video once again, but you know, I my son was a total demon, and I didn't like him at one point, and I
Jesus.
mean, but if you go in and like, I don't know, dude, like tasting things, like drinks, like touch of something, like it's amazing.
I'll tell you some shit about when we were talking about the rain and stuff like that too. I don't know about you guys, but like my cousin would always tell me too, like whenever it's raining, it's a good time to do shrooms. It's like when you have a powerful trip. It's like something about the earth being like cleansed, and then you take shrooms. It's like it intensifies like some like this crazy trips. I've had trips too where like I used to take shrooms back in the day where like after it rained or after it snowed. I don't know, something about it. It's like you're more connected to the earth, and I feel like that's what happens when you take shrooms. It's like you're connected to Mother Earth, and you're like spiritually connected in a way. I ever heard that too. Another thing is like when people take shrooms, they say you're tripping on your own trip. Whatever you see is what you see. So the next person, like say you're tripping with other people, they don't see what you're seeing when you're tripping out. So if you see something you're tripping out, and the person next to you that's tripping too, and they see the same thing, it's fucking really happening. It's just something spiritually that you're seeing because you're taking shit like that. I've heard stories too. Like one of my friends, they used to fucking used to hang out and fucking sell dope and like sell weed, sell drugs and shit. So one time they got some bags of shrooms. Like cool, everyone started tripping out. They're hanging out in the apartment, fucking waiting for people to come do whatever. And then
Right.
out of nowhere, my buddy fucking Whiskey, rest in peace. He passed away not too long ago. But he was sitting there and he's like, "Hey, you guys see that on the fridge?" I was like, "What the fuck?" Oh, yeah, I see it too. He's like, "Yeah, it's something that looks like it has black smoke coming off it, just sitting like hanging off the side of the fridge, and it has like
Hmm.
yellow eyes." I'm like, what the fuck is that? I see the same thing. I feel like and we were like in a bad place in life. You know what I mean? Especially when I feel like when people sell drugs or around people that do drugs, you're about like you're around a lot of bad spirits, a lot of bad things. You know, and like that's why a lot of bad shit happens to people that sell drugs too. I remember when my drug selling days, it was always a worry about like, are you gonna get pulled over? And a lot of the times they do pull you over. They fuck with you. You know what I mean? It's like nowadays I can drive down the street and I see a cop and say, whatever, I ain't doing shit. But back in the day when I had some drugs on me, I had a gun on me or something, I'm like, fuck man, is this gonna pull us over? And it's like 9 times out of 10, he's fucking with us somehow, you know? And it's like something attached to bad, you know what I mean? That it just gets you involved in bad shit.
So the real question here is, X, if you ever plan on trying acid or shroom?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I've always stayed away from it, but there were times where I thought about trying shrooms. I was like, I'm always in like sort of a
So the
in a
reason
mix
why
of
I the reason I don't like shrooms is because it gives you stomach swell. Like it fucks up my stomach at least. I don't like it.
It's supposed to be
Uh,
good for your gut health too. They have articles like even in Mexico where they talk about how they like taking mushrooms, the psilocybin mushrooms. They make you hallucinate, but it's good for your gut health, especially when as you get older and shit. And there's places like in Mexico too, like the certain part of Mexico where they have like these hills where they have them grow fucking naturally and wild, and people go out
yeah.
there and they pick them and shit, and they use them to trade people and shit.
When you say it's good for your gut, what do you mean? Like it clears out your system, or
Well, think about where they come from. Well, some psilocybin ones, like the ones that grow in certain places that like have the cattle, like cows and shit, comes from cow shit mush. So the cow
hmm,
patties, because they shit a patty on the floor, you know, it's perfect temperature and humidity on top of the grass or the hay for it to grow fucking mushrooms and shit like that. So it comes from a cow that eats what? Fucking grass all day and fucking hay.
right?
And it has what, 7 stomachs or something like that. A
I
cow.
think so. Yeah.
So it's going through so many filters and coming out, and it's growing off of that. It's fully natural. It's a fungi. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I get the aspect, but once again, I prefer not doing shrooms. It fucks me up.
I
I
don't
don't
like
like.
the thing because I've always heard stories of people saying acid will fuck with you to where you can get permanently stuck, like permanently high.
Man, No,
Yeah.
there's guys that there's pretty sure you can find video on this too. There's people out there that take books, dude, like little books of dude.
All right, I'll tell you a story right now. Right, watch. Back in East LA, we used to go hang out, and this was back in the day when I wasn't old enough to buy cigarettes or beer or nothing, right? So just being a bad kid in the streets, you we used to go around this one neighborhood, and we used to walk by this gas station and seen this dude fucking just asking people, "Hey man, you got some money for a cigarette?" This and that. I'm like, oh, whatever. You know, more often that we walked by, we used to see him a lot more often. The same time, like late evening, like around 6 o'clock, out there in like chocolates, just some slides and a sweater. Hey man, you got some money for a cigarette? And we're like, what's up with that dude? Someone that was hanging out, they used to hang out in front of the area team, some fucking other low lights. Hey, yeah, that guy's fucked up, man. I said, what do you mean? Yeah, he took too much acid. He's like, he's been like that for a year now. He comes out here every day at the same time. I swear. I was like, for real? He's like, for real. And yeah, he used to come out there every day and ask for fucking cigarettes. I don't know how long that it continued, you know what I mean? But that's what I've heard from the bums that used to hang out there and see that food all the time coming. But then in my neighborhood, it's more known for people like to do PCP and they get stuck high like that too. They get PCP'd out and they're all like fucking weird in the corner, like, oh shit. You're like, what the fuck's wrong with that dude? Oh man, he's on that water. He's on that shit, man. He's fucking stuck. And that is the thing, especially with PCP. You see that a lot in the neighborhoods that sell PCP like that. People, they just get fucked up in their mind completely.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'd rather do acid over shrooms any day of the week. I and you explained it perfectly. Like with shrooms, it's up and down, and then you hit your peak, and then you're good. But with acid, even when the ride's over, the ride's not over.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if it were to come to that, and I were to like get really curious and try it out, I'd have to not be doing anything like for at least 2 days. So like it would be a weekend kind of thing. But I don't think I'd ever do acid, let alone shrooms. I'm good with weed, honestly.
You got to be prepared. Really crazy. So I'll tell you like
Yeah.
this, right? The way I used to do it back in the day is I used to get them, and I wouldn't just take them there. Some people crazy just fucking take them and just roll with the moment. You know what I mean? Those people fucking crazy. I used to take them. I used to like to have a good experience because I heard people too. Like one time, my cousin took mushrooms, and he said that they just randomly took them, and there were like four of his best buddies, and they're all hanging out and playing Halo. And he's like, "Yeah, they all hit us, and they're some really strong. They're closed caps. So whenever you get these gold caps, but they're black, right? So they don't fully open up; they stay closed, so they're more strong. So they took an eighth of those each. And that eighth is a lot. Usually you take a gram or two. They took a whole eighth, and he said after they're playing fucking the Halo for like an hour, and it takes at least 30 minutes to kick in. So it takes an hour to hit. You know it's gonna be strong. He's like, yeah, out of nowhere, we just all start feeling weird. He's like, yeah, he started thinking about hanging himself. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I started looking at the tree outside and thinking about hanging myself. I was like, were you tripping? He's like, yeah, we were tripping bad. And he's like, one of the homies were just hanging, like, got up and looked at everyone. He's like, the vibes are bad, and left the room. And that tripped them out even more. They're like, what the fuck? It's crazy because it's all about the vibes, you know what I mean? So you got to get in the mindset of like, I want to do it, and I need to stay strictly like good mindset. If I'm mad, I got big decisions to make. I have something really hitting me in my mind emotionally. You can't fuck with it. Sometimes I used to get laced with mushrooms and like not dealing for like weeks just because like, fuck, this is a bad time. This is a bad time. And then finally when you do it, it's like it's kind of like a release. It's like, you know, you're having a good time in a sense. The last time I think I did them, yeah, it was Christmas time. One of these Christmases a couple years ago. Man, that was a great fucking Christmas, man. It was awesome. Fucking watching the Grinch and shit. That was fucking cool, man. Good time. You can have a good.
Yeah.
I don't know about acid, man.
Depends on how far you want to go with your journey. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on what you're trying to get out of it. That's how I feel because you do. I feel like, and everyone say whatever they want, but like I feel like you do slightly change the more you do.
I feel like you would. I mean, to me, I think acid is more of like after you're sober and everything, you do feel a little different mentally, you know.
I feel like too with the acid, it's not a natural thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't do that no more, but I wouldn't turn down an acid or a mushroom back in my day.
Right.
I mean, but the thing is, like, how you gonna take it? And like, it's not natural coming from the earth like a mushroom. So there's a risk of something bad happening. I remember one time, right? My cousin, he was buying acid from this girl, some hippie broad, and she would. You can get him in a tablet, you can get him in drops, or you can get him in drops, put it on something. You know, I used to get him in the tablets. You know, like the little sheets, the little squares, because you can cut them and they're soaked like evenly. So he used to get them from this hippie girl. They used to put drops on gummy bears. So he's like, "Yeah, fool, I got a bunch of them. You want some?" One day he got all drunk and he went like 6 of them. He's like, "All right, fool, here. There's 6,
Oh shit.
but there's one. There's all of them should be dosed with one drop. The 5 of them, but one of them is dosed like 4 to 5 fucking drops. No one. I was like, you
So
trip?
for me, all I did was paper tabs.
See, those are cool. You know what I mean? Because they dissolve cool and overdo it. You can overdo it, and especially like that drop shit when you put it on something. That's when I was like, man, I had those for so long. I ended up just giving them away to somebody. I remember my cousin before he passed away too. He would come over, "What's up, Primo?" And then he's a big dude, right? He'd come over and he's like, "Oh, you want some acid, food?" Hell yeah, I'm down. I told him there's a death one in there, food. There's that one with that 5 fucking hits on there. You're gonna fuck your mind up. And at least 3 times he came over, and the third time I gave him one, and he's like, "Oh, doc, that's that. Oh, I think I got the strong one." I was like, "For real?" Yeah. And then one of those days, my auntie was acting crazy that day, and I forgot to, right? Because my auntie has sometimes she gets emotional. So he was all in the mix of that, and he was all tripping out. And I figured I was, "Hey, fool, I'm sorry, my bad." My auntie walked off and shit, and I was like, "Damn, fool. 5 hits of acid, tripping balls."
Hell no, bro.
That's the thing that's not good about acid.
So
No,
this is, I guess, this is what we're trying to say to you, X. When do you want to do it?
never, bro. Never. I'm good. I'm gonna stay away from that. You know, especially now that I'm hearing these stories. No,
And
it's just
don't.
I know.
There's some. There, Anthony could tell you some stories too about some good shit. Like, dude, if you really want to try to meet your God and your maker, however you want to describe him or whatever you want to see him as, you could see him. Like, you just.
All right, one more
It,
bad story, right? So I used to know some hustlers from the East Coast, right? So this is back in like the 2000s, like mid 2006, 7 or something like that. Back in the day when pills were popping, you know, X's pills, and those are the pressed ones that had all the you know all the logos on them and shit, all the different color ones. So those are notoriously mixed with all kinds of drugs, right? Cocaine, crystal, heroin. Sometimes they were pure. Sometimes nowadays it's mostly pure shit like that. But back in my day, they used to sometimes put all 3 drugs in there. So if you take a pill, you fuck around and take heroin, crystal, and cocaine at the same fucking time. So it was dangerous back in those days. So we used to know some people in the East Coast. Somehow they're like, yeah, baller homies. You know, they're always selling a bunch of pills. They start getting into mushrooms. So these guys would take pills all the time. You know, every day, 2, 3, fucking 4, 5 pills a day, bunch of pills a day. Those guys started mixing them with the mushrooms, right? Crazy shit. So you don't ever mix drugs like that, especially mushrooms with other shit. They tripped out. One of them fucking got too high. He took too many mushrooms and pills. He had to go to the hospital. He was tripping so bad. One of them got in a fight with his bride and like they flipped the car and all some crazy ass shit. Yeah. So don't mix your drugs. You know, mushrooms and other things don't mix. They don't. I know people that take mushrooms and
shit.
acid. That is not a good time. That is not a good time. Man.
What happened there?
Oh, mushrooms and acid. He told me that one of his pupils were really big and one of them was really small. And then he said that he took mushrooms and acid and went to fucking Virginia City where there was all like you know what I'm talking about, right? Virginia City.
Yeah.
The haunted, yeah. They were like, let's go explore Virginia City, man. Take mushrooms and acid. Yeah, that's a good fucking idea, right? He
yeah,
said
it's
trip ball.
excellent.
I think he said you trip off for like 2 days too.
Holy fuck, bro.
But there's some crazy shit. Did I tell you about I ever tell you about Hell's Bells?
Hell's bells.
I ever tell you about that shit, right? Well, this is something in LA back in the day, in like early 2000, 2002, 3, 2003. I was in high school. But back in my day, I used to hang out with people who sell drugs too. Back in those days too. So we used to know people that would sell us weed from another connect. And then one day it's like, oh, we ain't got no weed, but I got this other shit. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, we got this shit called Hell's Bells. Like, what do you mean? So I had one of the ladies, one of the broads, she's like, yeah, my grandma has this plant in her backyard. And they look like bells. They hang down and like they're red and they hang down and have a center cord with like the nectar cord. Like, yeah, one day I was just like fucking bored and I grabbed some and I put them in a tea and I made some tea out of it. And she's like, yeah, I drank a sip of the tea and I started tripping out. Like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, it's called Hell's Bells. You guys want to fuck around with this? Like, yeah, but don't fuck around too much. They were explaining, it's like, yeah, the deal is you make you make tea, a cup of tea. That's cool. Drink that cup of tea, you trip out part of the day. I think it's 8 to 10 hours or something like that, like part of the day. Substantially high. You're like, damn. But then you fuck around and do 2 cups, you'll be high for days. The girl was telling me, like, yeah, I never do that shit again. Because I drank 2 cups of that shit. I was fucking high for like 3 days. Tripping out 3 fucking days. She's like, I was scared to go tell him, like, to go to the hospital. But yeah, I forgot what that shit called. They're called angel trumpets. If you want to look up that shit too, they're called angel trumpets, and they come in different varieties too. But they come down. It kind of looks like an olive tree, like like a bonsai tree. How they come down and like kind of like come over like this, and then they have flowers that grow and they hang down, and they look like bells too. And they're like, some of them look spiral shaped, some of them are purple and shit like that. And they're indigenous to South America. I think it's Brazil, and that's where the people down there. You ever hear the stories of the strippers and like the prostitutes? They fucking they do some weird shit to like they call it like zombifying them, so they get the hell's bells, the angel trumpets, right? And they make a chemical like a powder, and they go in the clubs and do they're fucking around with, right, shaking ass, and then blow the dust in their face, and it kind of hypnotizes them, and it makes them go and like they'll make them take them to their house and they'll rob their shit and say, hey, take me to the bank and give me your money. Okay, and they'll go in there and take their money out, and then later they say, oh, I remember what happened. I don't know why I was listening to them, but I was listening to them. And some of the people too, they say that if they fuck around and do it too much, the people actually die from it too. You ever hear that shit?
Girl.
Yeah, some crazy shit. That's what I just thought about that too, because it's the same type of plant they have down there in South America.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I was looking it up. I didn't even know there was all sorts of fucking mushrooms out there. Even a black trumpet. That's.
You seen that new show? That it's like a cartoon show about some dude. He finds some mushroom, a blue mushroom from Peru, and it's a mushroom that like saves everybody. Like it cures everything. At first, he's like a fat guy, right? He sits there on a bench, and some lady's like, "Hey, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a long time." He's like, "You want to see something cool?" And he grabs a fucking pigeon and goes, bam, cracks the neck. And she's like, "What the fuck?" And he pulls out a mushroom, and he's like, "Here, motherfucker," he puts it in his mouth, and that fool like hallucinates with food. And he comes back, and that fool fucking flies away and shit. He's like, "Yeah,
what the fuck?"
Yeah, some crazy hippie shit. I forgot what the name was that shit. It's on fucking HBO too. It's pretty damn good show.
It sounds like some weird shit to get high to.
It is fucking weird. Yeah, it's like really acidy too. Like fucking every time someone takes it, like people can die. Like this was like takes off and falls out of the sky in a plane. He's about to die, and he takes one. He fucking crashes, and he's supposed to be dead, but he like survives somehow. It's pretty fucking.
No, I have not seen that. And that's that I have HBO, but I never get on it because nothing good is ever on HBO.
I gotta look at the series. What is the name?
When I have free time, dude, I don't even watch TV anymore or movies. We game it up.
That's all you do is just play video games?
That's pretty much it. I mean,
Really?
No.
You don't ever watch YouTube videos or go on Netflix or something, watch a show or a movie?
Not really, honestly. We'll put like YouTube on at night, like listen to the rain and stuff. But like, um, no, when we do, like, we'll maybe watch like Bob's Burgers on Hulu for a little bit. But that's about it.
Huh. No, I'm the
The only
complete
thing that
opposite.
the only thing we're gonna watch next for sure that I know she's waiting for and I'm waiting for is Squid Game.
Mm. I just got Peacock. And I saw that I saw Yellowstone was on there, so for sure I'm gonna be watching some fucking Yellowstone here soon.
I think they have all the seasons down,
Oh hell yeah!
except for the last season.
You know, a movie I am actually excited to go and try to see is
What?
28 Years Later. That new zombie movie that's gonna be coming out.
Good. Yes, because 28 days later was awesome. So was 28 weeks later. I just don't understand how they skipped 28 months later, but we'll go to 28 years later. That's fine. And
I was thinking
no,
the same thing.
it looks good, man. I'm definitely excited when we do see it.
Yeah, bro. I was waiting on that movie for like a good bit too. I think
The last movie that I waited for was Venom 3.
I think the last movie which one did I even watch? Actually, it's been a while since I've gone to the movie theaters. I don't even remember the last movie I watched.
Actual movie theaters. The last time I seen a movie there was with my kids and my wife. We saw Five Nights at Freddy's.
No, I didn't. Okay, so I didn't watch Five Nights at Freddy's at the theaters. But I did watch Five Nights at Freddy's on a whole different website. Yeah,
It was a decent movie. It was. I mean, I wasn't like, oh wow, but like it was alright, you know.
I liked it. I mean, it wasn't really as on point, but
No, I was expecting like the security guy to be in the booth the whole time trying to close doors, like ready to die. That's what I was hoping for, but it turned out completely different.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. But I know they're making a part 2 already. I know they're planning on making like a part 2, part 3, and a part 4, and maybe some other ones. I don't know.
It was alright. I mean,
Yeah.
the kids are into it, so I gotta take them to go watch it. Another one that I am excited that's coming out is I don't know if you like this, but Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh shit, they're making another Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah. Have you seen the most recent one from a few years ago?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay.
That was actually I liked it, I guess. I guess you could say I liked it. There's a lot more to do with the whole stories, than the older ones, Because I've seen the older one too. I like that one. But no, the recent one it had a lot of stuff.
I like them all. I'm excited for 2. It'll be good.
What's my favorite Mortal Kombat game though? Mortal Kombat 9.
What is that?
That's the one where they had Freddy Krueger in it and Kratos.
I can't honestly remember. I think the last time I played any of them was on, I would say, Super Nintendo, maybe, or something after that. It's been a minute.
Those ones back in the day. You talking about Mortal Kombat, right?
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat's fucking.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, we used to buy weed from this black dude right back in the day, and he used to be playing that shit on Nintendo, and he was fucking cool as shit. He come in, oh, what's up, player? Come inside, and he said to do some some fucking fatality moves and shit. It's like we didn't even know how to do that shit. That's when I knew all the codes back in the day. Fuck yeah, those are badass.
Hell yeah.
They progressed.
No.
The last 10 years, it was like probably the best releases of Mortal Kombat. All the characters they had.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Have you played DC? DC Universe? It's like the same style like Mortal Kombat, but they have like Batman and Spider-Man, the Joker and shit like that.
No.
I remember when it came out 5 years ago. It was dope as shit.
I think the last game I played like that was Marvel versus Capcom.
Oh, you talking about the old school fucking arcade game?
No, the one they had on disc. I know they had it on at the arcade too. I played it there, but no, I played the disc version of it. That one was pretty good. A buddy of mine, he likes that game a lot. So I remember the first time I played it was with him, and he's real fucking good at it. You know, he knows all the fucking combos and shit. So I don't know a fucking thing about this game. You know, I remember playing the old Street Fighters and shit, but I never played Capcom or Marvel versus Capcom. You know, but now he would fuck me up, and I would always tell. I told him at the end of it, I'm like, all right, cool. You know, you can whoop my ass here. You know, let's go to Mortal Kombat though. I was like, I can hit those combos. You know. So, and to this day, he does not want to play Mortal Kombat with me because I always fuck him up. So, you know, I have my game I fuck him up in. He has his game that he fucks me up in.
You don't be playing any games, Anthony?
Yeah, dude. Recently, I've been playing again on my PS5. I want to get more games, like old school games. I have the VR clip and all that shit too. I remember when like the first like the VR came out on the PS4. Still have all that shit. A lot of the games are not really all that good. There's some pretty cool shit nowadays. I got to start getting back into it. But I like classic games like the old school shit, like Resident Evil or like what's your guys' favorite driving game?
Driving game?
Need for Speed Underground.
Need for Speed Carbon, bro.
My favorite one is Most Wanted.
No, my all-time favorite's gotta be Carbon. Need for Speed Carbon.
Probably my second one after that, I would have to say Midnight Club. Dub Edition.
Oh yeah.
The old school one, that's my close second. Just because of how like you can customize all that shit back in the day. And the music.
Hey, yeah.
Read that.
Alfonso.
What's the scariest thing you guys have experienced? I think we covered that on the second episode, but I say for me, my scariest experience was fucking drowning, bro.
You drowned?
I drowned, bro, when I was like 5, 6 years old. I did not know how to fucking swim, and I remember this guy my aunt used to be with. He was right there in the pool with us, and I jumped in with my stupid ass. I jumped in, fucking knowing I didn't know how to swim, but I still fucking did it. I just go straight down. I go straight down, can't fucking breathe, freaking the fuck out. Next thing I know, he picks me up and just fucking throws me to the sidewalk. I'm over there fucking coughing, crying and shit because of how fucking scared I was. But bro, that shit traumatized the fuck out of me, man.
What about you, Dave?
Fucking around with the Ouija board.
Oh, with that weird white guy?
Oh shit.
What happened? I was out in Ely, Nevada, working for Gary Backus on his ranch, and that was a horrible day or a horrible 2 weeks.
Damn.
Did I ever tell you guys about the time this apartment me and my wife lived at? The landlord was fucking with us.
What do you mean fucking with Joe?
I told you that the witch lady story.
Yeah, you told me the witch lady story.
Did I ever tell you that, Dave?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I'll tell you again in case anyone hasn't heard it. So yeah, we used to live our first apartment. We used to live in back in the day. Me and my wife, when we first moved out, we were 19, and we got our first apartment. It was a 1-bedroom apartment, and I don't kind of want to say where it was. You know, we don't live in it anymore. Where's that shit on Audi?
Okay, I know where Audi is.
Yeah, an Audi right behind. If you're in Reno, if anyone knows where Reno is at, do you guys know where Heidi's is at?
Yeah.
T-shirt store. You know the apartments that's right there in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the El Rancho. That's what it is. The El Rancho apartments.
Yeah. Okay.
I lived there. Always some shit going down, right? So me and my wife used to live there. I told you guys this story. I'm pretty sure I told you the story before. But yeah, the scariest shit that happened for me was being in that fucking apartment. All the fucking weird happenings, just seeing things progressively getting worse, and like just seeing things staring over me at night. Like, you ever see blackness get blacker when you're in the dark? I can't really explain
Yeah.
better. Like when you're in the dark and you see like a shadow above you, and I seen the shadow above me and like lean over more and like progressively get darker around my face. It was fucking crazy. I remember just seeing like hearing a lot of things to the point where like I would stop seeing shadows and actually see full apparitions of people, like skin color and all.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, and I feel like it was some bad shit. One time, my wife had her friend come over, and she was kind of into like spiritually into things. She used to have premonitions and dreams and shit. She told us, "I had a dream about you guys. I had a dream that you and your wife were fighting." And this is back before we. I had a dream that you and her were fighting, and that there was a demon behind you guys, laughing and clapping its hands. It was happy you guys were fighting. And I don't know what it was about that place, but I told you guys, right? I did not like staying there to the point where we used to leave at like the middle of the night. So we had good jobs. Me and my wife, we used to work together at that time, and we had a warehouse job. We stayed all day. We came home in the late evening, get ready for dinner and whatever. So there would be times where, it'd be some bad shit happening. Like I just hear things fucking like moving or falling, see things around the corner, like looking in the doorway, and it's a small apartment. It's a one bedroom. So I'm like, fuck, I don't want to be here. Let's go get some weed money or something. Let's go get some weed. So, we got to go do something. So we used to start seeing things on the street. One time we seen like the old DMV right here next to the mental hospital on El Rancho too. If you guys know, that's where the Department of Transportation is now.
Yeah.
When you come over the under the bridge for the railroads, one time we were driving because we didn't want to be home, and we see someone like riding their bike appear out of nowhere. Because you know how when you come down there, sometimes when there's water right there on the floor, it looks like to your eye when you're driving. So we're driving down there, light reflects back, and out of nowhere we see someone like appear on a bike riding. We're like, what the fuck? And as we get closer, the light from the water reflects again, so like our vision kind of like distorted, and then it disappears again. Like, what the fuck? Like we had to the point where we used to drive, and then like on the way leaving away home, we used to see things on the street. Like we used to see like I used to see fucking one time we seen a wheelchair, someone threw the wheelchair away. I swear to God, I seen a wheelchair on the fucking side of the street next to the trash can. And I seen an old man appear in all white like a apparition wheeling his fucking ass in the fucking wheelchair. I swear to God, I seen that shit.
What
We
the
were not
fuck?
like high off of no drugs. I may have had a beer or two, but who in their fucking right mind drinks that much beer and can coherently say that they've seen some shit like that? You know what I mean? Like we used to really get fucked with. Even to the point when we left that place and we went to my mother-in-law's house, and she's really deep in the Christian religion. I used to have dreams, like the first couple of weeks of me staying there, that she has this gated fence in front of her house, concrete blocks and then fenced all around. I used to have dreams of black figures walking back and forth, pacing in front of the house. And when I woke up, I looked out of the window and I seen the same fence. I'm like, fuck, that's exactly the same thing in my dream. And I would have that, and I used to tell my mother, like, I don't know what's going on. It's like those bad things that are following you guys, they can't come over here because this house is blessed. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn, that's probably the most fucked up spiritually I've been in my life, being around that shit. And it all led up to the time when we first moved there, and we used to argue a lot, being my girl back in the day. So I used to leave. So one day I left, and she told me, "Were you in the fucking in the back porch?" I'm like, what do you mean? It's like most people that live in apartments, right? You have a porch, like in your living room. You open the sliding door, there's a little porch, and sometimes there's a little back room. So I had a little weed plant that I had, and it died. So I was like, fuck it, I left the pot there with the soil in it. He's like, yeah, were you in the back? I was like, no, I wasn't in the back. I left. I didn't come back till now. Well, right when you left, I heard someone climbing over there or something, someone in the back. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, go look to see if they fucked with anything. I was, well, there's nothing in there. There's fucking old VHS tape and shit like that. So I went and looked in there, and I seen the pot, and the pot had a clock face. And then I had a fake little bird. I had a little twig, and then I had, what else did I have? So I had a bird, I had a clock, and I had a twig. all in a circle around the dead plant. And I was like, what the fuck? And I threw that shit over and just threw it, in front of the house. But ever since then, things progressively got bad until we finally just left there.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, that was some crazy shit living there.
Did you ever find out what that meant though? Like the clock, the bird, and the bird and the twig.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't want to know because I don't want to acknowledge magic, and especially something like that because you give power to those things. You investigate.
Yeah.
You're giving strength to those spiritual beings and people that do that type of shit. At least that's the view of it. You know what I mean? That's for the people that are like Christian. They like, oh, what are you doing? And they get occult books, and then they wonder why all these spirits fuck with them. It's because, well, you're giving them power to come in your life because you're giving them belief because you're looking into it. At least that's my standpoint. I feel like everyone should have a little knowledge, a little bit of everything. But there's a fine line when you get yourself into some bad shit spiritual. You know what I mean? I never want to look into it because after that, they never fuck with us. I did see that lady one after that. I feel like it was a lady that worked in the office, in the Reno office, and the one that got us in everything. Her name was Maria too, and I was like, "Fuck that lady." One day we were in Costco. I always felt like it was her because after that, she was wanting to fuck with us and get us inspected. And it's like we smoke weed, but it's like we're not doing shit in there. My weed plant died, so I don't give a fuck if you come in here. Ain't shit in here. You know what I mean? She used to always fuck with us. And then finally we left there. And after we left there, we seen her at Costco. And we're walking past her. And oh shit, that's that lady. And we walked past her. It's like she tried to spit on us. But it was weird. Like she walked past us and like she didn't see us and like try to spit on us. Like what the fuck? Yeah, that lady. Weird. I'm telling you, she was into some evil shit. I know. I had this feeling about that lady. I mean, who else would climb the backyard? Like, who else? I mean, the people that lived around there. I knew the neighbor next to me, across the way from me. He was an Arab, and he was a wannabe black dude. He always had his ass crack hanging out, and he had some lady living with him. Yeah, I remember that, and he was just ghetto. He was kind of scared of me too, but he was cool. And then above us were a black couple, and they used to bang a lot. I used to hear him all the time banging, really loud. And then across us was really loud. So we're like, we were young too in our 20s, bang all the time. And he was like, man, you're hanging out afterwards, and you just hear more bang. It's like, God damn, man. I don't know, maybe everyone tricked. But yeah, it was a good neighborhood, kind of good neighborhood, wholesome, good values, But
yeah,
I don't know.
Good values.
Exactly. Well, yeah, man, it was pretty good. You live and you learn, and that's why you stay out of the ghetto, because that's when bad shit is around.
Yeah, I know how that is. I mean, some fucking bad shit happened recently.
Oh yeah, what happened?
So this happened around 3:45 in the morning.
Nothing ever happened good after midnight.
No, nothing ever good happens. I was dead asleep. Next thing I know, I'm waking up by someone knocking on the door. It's like, soft knock. And then after that, they start banging on the door, and then they start trying to fucking open it and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm thinking, okay, it's probably my dad. It's probably my dad's girlfriend. I don't know. So I looked at the people. Sure enough, some random ass dude, my height, a lot more skinnier than me. So I had strength over him. But anyways,
hold on now. Just for context, how tall are you, Xavier?
I'm 5'4". I'm 5'4". I'm about
short guys looking at each other through people.
Yeah. So I'm about 5'4", right? I'm about 200 pounds or so, 197 the most.
Got some weight. Okay.
I got weight on me, right? And I looked at his people, and this guy, he has his head like this. He's like that, trying to hide himself. I'm like, who the fuck is this? So, real quick, unlock the door, fucking open, turn the fucking knob, swung that bitch open, and this dude, he backs up. Clearly, he's fucking drunk, right? So, I don't understand what the fuck he's saying because he's just speaking nothing but Spanish, right? And he tries to barge into the apartment. And I'm like, no, bro. Like, I put my hand out. I kind of like pushed him. And he's like, so he goes back and then he like puts his hands up like this, like, what's up? You want to fight? So he comes running at me. I instantly grab him. I grab him like this, picked him up, and fucking tossed him across the hallway. So he fell, and then he bumped into the neighbor's door across the hallway from us. So she's all scared. She opens her fucking door too. He turns around.
Bad decisions around, huh? Everyone's opening their doors to strangers.
Yeah, I know.
Who the fuck does that? You at least have a gun on you?
There's guns. There's guns in the house. Yeah.
That's a no. Okay.
Well, I gotta think about it, right? No, look, I gotta think about it, right? I have knives. I might not have a gun on me, but I always have a knife on me,
You want weird
but I didn't. Right? No, I didn't pull it out or nothing. The guy was pretty easy to handle. But anyways, I tossed him across the hallway, and I slammed the door on him and lock it. So I call the fucking cops, and the bullshit they tell me, bro. Well, because of the time frame, we can't do anything. So you have to go online to make a report. But if the guy was to show up to your door again, and if you were to call us, then we'd go over there.
I would just I would hang up, immediately call back and say, "This motherfucker's back." That's
right.
Well, I know where you live, X. I know exactly where you live. I could show up at any moment. Like the place you're at is so like. When I was there, I have horrible memories and times. Not of saying you guys or my sister, or, whatever. But like the guy spitting in the elevator, constantly following your dad, and then the shit that's happened to you. Like just it's a bad place, dude.
Fucking move.
Yeah. I want to, bro. Trust me, I want to, man.
You need a bang palace.
A bang palace is crazy.
You're young, man. 22. Yeah, every 22-year-old needs a bang palace. You already got a woman now.
I know what you're talking about. I thought about getting one of those apartments. There's one like right down the hallway. Anyways, I know what you're talking about. Fucking I don't think it's called a bang palace. It was a 1-bedroom apartment.
The hall though.
Huh?
What's down the hall then?
Oh, just a 1-bedroom apartment.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, then there is a bang palace down the hall then.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought about
get in there.
I thought about getting one so that when my little brother comes down, I'd have my own place so he can just move in with me. And if he were to get a job, then it'll be easy because me and him can meet up with my dad and we can just go to the truck. Simple as that until I can get my own car. Or hopefully I have a car by then, The
good thing is at least you got to ride to work by your dad,
That's a fact. Well, it kind of pays off because I also work with my dad,
Well, yeah. I mean,
it works out fine, honestly.
What is that? What are you drinking on?
No, my sister made me a drink. A boba drink.
You're drinking that? A boba drink. And what do you got?
Yeah.
It's an IPA to end the night.
I could never really drink IPAs, man. I think it's just a distinct taste you got to get used to.
It's hoppiness, full of hops.
It's hoppiness.
Yeah. Well, IPA
is
Indian Pale Ale, which is a pale beer, which means they don't filter as much as they do like other beers, like pilsners. Like a pilsner is like a Coors, like a Banquet or a Budweiser.
Right.
In other countries, especially Germany, they actually consider our beer like really like because it's an import for them. So it's really like, oh man, bougie, I'm gonna get me a Budweiser. But for us, it's just like an ordinary beer.
Yeah, it's just a normal beer you can buy at like a dollar store or some shit.
The beers from the other side of the fucking world are disgusting. I don't know how people
I
can
feel
drink it.
like not all. I feel like not all countries have bad beer.
I don't know, man.
Wait, you don't like dark ales?
Fuck no. Like, I recently bought a case of Guinness, and I got too fucking drunk the night before to hang out with them the day after. So I spent $100 on beer, and like a lot of it was Guinness. So I was like, well, I let that shit go to waste. The fuck. So I started drinking it. Oh my god, it has to be super cold, and I have to drink that one cup in a glass, a nice cold glass, and I can't let it just sit there. If I'm sitting there
Mm,
enjoying it, I can't do that. It's too dark. Not good. Ugh. Kind of gives me heartburn too, like, and that's like, I don't know. It ain't good. It ain't good. As I'm telling you, man, if you drink a beer like me, you gotta drink them light boys. You know what I mean? That's why you see a lot of people that work, especially like construction. They like to fucking drink them fucking Miller High Lives, or no, the Miller Lights, Coors Lights, Bud Light. You hardly see them drink regular beers like Coors or Budweiser. They don't really do none.
yeah,
They usually go for the lighter beers.
but I feel like it's because they want to at least have a good buzz, while they're working.
You want to go a little bit light on the day. I mean, unless you're, straight up Mexican, you want to just drink the Modelo's. Don't get me wrong. I love me a good Mexican. I'm a Mexican too, man. I love me some Mexican beers. But something about like some beers, probably my top beer from Mexico, I would have to say, if I had to choose Pacifico. And then right after that
Mm,
would be Tecate. Those are like the two best beers. And then Corona's third. But then Corona kind of like, but like Modelo, I don't know why everybody loves Modelo. I'll tell you right now, man. They put the fucking Mexican water in that damn Modelo, man. Like they said, don't drink the water down in Mexico. They put that water in that fucking beer, man. There ain't no boiling in the world or no fucking beer, yeast, whatever the fuck they put in that shit is not gonna get rid of that fucking bubbling I get when I drink that fucking Modelo, man. I'm telling you. I drink one Modelo. I'm like, oh man, I gotta be home on the weekend drinking a Modelo. If I need to hit the pot, man, I ain't got nothing else to do with just hang out at home. Modelo's
yeah,
want to just drink at the bar. Can't do that, man. My brother's the same way with like Coors Light. Last time he came and I showed him the casino life, right? You know how you can just go spend like $5 at the slats right in front of the bar, and they just keep giving you beers for free. He was drinking Coors Light, and he's like, "Oh man, it had the squirts." God damn, man, too much information. You know what I mean? But he said it's because he don't fuck with the Coors Light. Some people just suck
right.
beers. You know what I mean? Modelo, I can't fuck with it.
I've had Modelo a few times, but most of the time it was always banquets or fucking I don't know, like fucking Budweiser or what's the other one? Keystone.
The Stones,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've drinking so many different types of beers. I like them all. Like we could talk about like some of the nastiest, like Bull Switch, 211. I've drank those. Hey, it is what it is. Like Budweiser's okay. That goes for Coors and all that whole like category. I do like dark ales like Fat Tire. That's really good. Newcastle is really good in my opinion. Heineken's good. I do like Corona once on a blue moon. Modelo's is okay. Pacifico's okay. Uh, I don't know, man. Like, I can't say that there's like one beer I wouldn't say no to, really. I guess unless it's like a seltzer, then I don't want to keep it.
Mm,
I like
no, I think
beer. You just sometimes you gotta be careful too, because like now I'm older now, so I'm in my 30s. So nowadays when I drink like one or too many fucking IPAs in my mixture of my other beers, that's how I get too fucked up. You know what I mean? By the end of the night, I'm like, damn, pretty fucked up, man.
But my favorite beer is Twisted Tea. It's not really a beer, I would say, but it and a tall boy.
Can't do that shit. Anything too sugary is just. They have those jarrito ones too, like the Mexican. You ever drink the Mexican soda jarritos? Like the
yeah.
orange. I mean, they have
Yeah,
the hard soda of that, and then they even have like the Monster fucking uh the fucking alcohol with the Monster in it. It's a
I've
Monster.
tried it.
You tried
Yeah,
it? It's all right. Honestly, if I'm trying to get up and do some fucking some drinking or some fucking partying on a weekend, and I need to be up at 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm drinking one of those motherfuckers in the morning. You know what I mean? Get the day going.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but I can't
Uh,
fuck
well,
too much.
no, I've only tried the Arizona ones. Those were okay, I guess. And then I drank too many. I'm like, no, fuck that shit, you know?
The headache.
Yeah, no, it gave me a fucking headache.
Nah, that's the whole reason I like the Twisted Tea. I get no headache, no hangover. Everything's good.
I don't know, man. I just can't.
You got weird DNA, man, because all the shit that's like fucking strong and gives me a headache, you don't get nothing from that shit. Like 211s, oh man, I remember back in when I was just turned 21, we used to drink 211s. Like, man, let's do some 211s for my birthday. And then we got fucked up for my birthday off some 211s. I remember we got like a 6-pack each of some tall cans. Damn, that shit hit super hard.
3 tall boys will smack you, yeah.
Man, I was fucked up. I got drinking like 3 and I was fucked up.
Have you ever tried 1X?
What was that? The
A
211? No, I thought about trying out a Mad Dog. I thought about trying a Mad Dog, but
2020.
never.
Yeah, that's kind of a woman drink too. It's strong, don't get me wrong, but it's more like a sweet thing. But
Yeah,
the 211s, they're just like a beer, but like twice as fucking strong, and they're called 211 Steel Reserve.
And they taste like shit.
Yeah, like literally.
why would I drink it though?
Because it
Fuck
fucks
you
you
up.
up and
It's like drinking
Uh-huh.
Rangers. Anyone that drinks Rangers around me, you better be ashamed of yourself.
I've had one. That was like the first and last fucking IPA I've ever had was a Ranger. But the thing is, I had that motherfucker ice cold, right? It's like, here's the thing. It was 4th of July. It was me and my cousins. We were gonna pop fireworks and drink. That was gonna be our whole night, you know. So we went out, got fucking beer and everything, and we were ready, you know. We were ready. We bought a fuck ton of fireworks. I think we spent about $500 on on fireworks that night, only for our plans to be ruined because my cousin's mom, siblings, and one of our aunties, um, fucking, they were tagging along, so we didn't do shit, you know. So it's at the end of the night, we're done popping fireworks. They leave. I'm being taken home. I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I'm drinking. So, you know, I'm drinking on Twisted Tea. My cousins got their fucking what's that fucking bullshit? Sweet drink?
Southern Comfort.
No, man.
Sailor Jerry's.
No.
Not
They're
hard.
like some. I don't know what it was, man. I fucking forgot the name.
Captain
But
Morgan.
they were real sweet ass drinks, you know?
What do they look like?
Like a fucking bottle. They were in a clear bottle.
Oh
And they came in.
Oh,
Well, they came in like different colors, you know. They had your tropical
they
versions
kind of
and
like
shit.
look like a volcano at the top. Wine coolers.
Yeah. My cousin's got wine.
But you getting drunk on wine coolers.
No, I actually got drunk off the fucking Twisted Teas.
Okay, I'm about to
And
say
then-
game up, man.
Yeah, no fucking. I remembered like after everybody was drinking their fucking after drinking, I remembered I had that IPA, and I was like, oh fuck, I forgot I had this IPA. I thought it was gonna be good, you know. I thought I was gonna like it.
Oh, no.
So I opened it. This motherfucker was warm, bro. It was warm. I had no way to cool it off or anything like that. So I took a sip out of it. No, it tasted straight like piss, bro. It tastes like how piss smells. Fucking, I spit that shit out. I remember I rolled down the window. I chucked that motherfucker out the car, bro. I was like,
What
fuck
is
that shit.
Let me ask you guys this, right? What is the smoothest tasting liquor you've ever tried? Like
Liquor.
hard you taste it just smooth, but it fucked you up.
For me, it'd probably be Gentleman's Jack.
I wouldn't say mine is I want to say mine is a liquor. I don't know. Help me classify this one. It was
So
a
like I'm
soda.
not talking straight
Are
liquor.
we?
Like, if you're drinking the straight liquor, I mean, occasionally there may be one or two, I'd say, but I'm saying like a drink, mixed drink of hard liquor with like a soda or something else and a smoothie or something that's strong, like a strong, like how you said like the Jack, but did you drink it with a Jack and Coke? Did you drink it just straight up Jack? I'm talking
Just
about a
straight
mixed
Jack.
straight Jack.
Straight Jack.
You're an alcoholic, man. Goddamn.
Honestly, like I was yeah, no, that's why my
Yeah,
wife stopped getting. I quit drinking. Like my chaser was the beer. Like
Jesus.
if you're drinking, why the fuck you add soda or water or juice to it? Get the fuck drunk. Like that's what you're going for, right? Like why you gotta babysit it? Why you gotta take baby steps? Just take one big leap for mankind and go from there. That's
Sounds like a
how I
depression.
was.
Jesus.
I think for me it would be Jack Daniel's vanilla, just straight.
Straight? You guys are both straight up?
Well,
If we're going
we
if we're
did.
going off like favorite drink of all time, like then I'm changing it. It's for me it would be vodka. Like vodka to me is the way to go.
Because I say right now, like the best vodka there is Grey Goose. Hands down, cherry flavored Grey Goose because it tastes like powdered Kool-Aid.
Really?
Yeah, if you ever get Grey Goose and drink it with Kool-Aid, cherry flavored Grey Goose especially, man, nothing. Tastes like nothing. And you get fucked up before you know you start fist fighting motherfuckers.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Me, I can't fuck with the Grey Goose because there sometimes I get real crazy when I drink Grey Goose. Whiskey, I can have a good time on whiskey, but I know people in my family they can't drink whiskey. Can't
I
No,
do
just
I've
like
had
I like
a
the taste.
I've had a shot of bourbon before, but I don't remember what brand. They just gave me bourbon. I was
You
at
ever,
a bar.
you ever tried Di Serono? I think it's Di Serono. It's like in a square bottle with like a square cap. It's a bourbon,
No.
but the bourbon itself, the way they make it, it tastes, it smells exactly like Dr. Pepper. And Xavier, I know you, Dr. Pepper man. You and
Fuck, man.
yeah. If you ever want to try something that smells delicious, like fucking yeah, heaven to you in your pops, right? Di Serono. And for back one time I was a little bastard, I stole a bottle of that. I was like, I didn't even know what it was. It didn't have the cover on it, like the cap, the security thing, because it was square, so they couldn't fit it. So they said, fuck it, leave it out. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna steal that shit. So I stole that shit, right? So when I took it home, I was like, what? I smelled it. I was like, what? Is this really liquor? Yeah, it was liquor. It was what, 80 proof, 40% alcohol. I was like, man, it was pretty strong. I remember I used to drink it with Coke or just straight up Dr. Pepper. Man, it tastes like soda, like nothing. That shit was delicious. We're going to get into real mixed drinks, right? And I told you this too. You ever try some OJ and a 40?
Like one soda that has no, I haven't. Go ahead. I want to tell you one after you're done.
But yeah, OJ and a soda. Or OJ and a 40. Or mainly it's an old English. You can do like
Oh, well, the English.
nah. If you do it with the old English and you get a little bottle of some OJ and you pour that shit in a 40 ounce, because of the acidity of the orange juice, it makes you more fucked up. So it's like you're drinking 240s when you're drinking that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, what were you saying, Dave?
Fuck. I already forgot. But yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm glad I don't drink anymore, but I used to love to drink. That was it. One drink that I can't drink anymore just because it like the taste of Jack has ruined it is squirt. I used to when I was starting to drink, I'd do a shot of Jack, have some squirt, and that's one that I can't drink without tasting Jack. Still weird.
Oh, squirt the soda?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You ruined
No.
stuff, huh?
I think the weirdest mixed drink I had was when I was drinking the Jack Daniels, the vanilla. A buddy of mine, he fucking mixed it with Hypnotic, bro. And no, I did not fucking like it one bit.
you get in some crazy mixture drinks, right? Since we're technically like on the edges of the Bay Area, so we got a lot of Bay
Mhm.
Area culture in the arena. You guys ever heard of an Incredible Hulk?
I've heard of an
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hypnotic with Hennessy.
Or
Yeah,
AMF. AMFs are good.
yeah, it's pretty fucking good.
That sounds like a drink you'd fight a motherfucker afterwards.
Probably, yeah. I can't fuck with
AMF is
okay. Probably the best cognac is Remy Martin. You ever tried Remy Martin?
Mm-mm.
Oh
I
man,
don't think I've ever tried cognac before.
cognac is like it's a dark liquor, but my favorite, like I said, is the Remy Martin, and it's high class old black ladies. They like drinking that shit too. You know what I mean? Because they know what's up, right? I'm telling you. You know why? It's a chef. It's like bubbly, but it's liquor. So it's
So every,
Hennessy, but like kind of like but with bubbly in it. Like it kind of tastes like a
right.
champagne Hennessy. It tastes pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie.
And who you said? And who drinks this drink? You said.
Old classy black ladies, man. Uh-huh.
So every time you drink it, you feel like an old classy black
No,
lady.
I had to say that, player. Don't start with that bullshit.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Every once in a while, I see some when I'm at the casino, or maybe like I'm, in the liquor store, I'm getting me a beer. It's like, man, let me see what's up with that little Remy Martin right there. It's pretty good.
Damn, bro. See, now I'm gonna have to try that fucking drink you're telling me now.
With the Incredible Hulk?
No, the fucking other one, the one you said that smelled like Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah, Dr. Pepper. Uh-huh.
That Dr. Pepper.
There's another one too. It's called Caribou.
Caribou.
Yeah.
151 rum.
Rum.
Yeah,
Yep.
party rum, and then pineapple juice. And I think you put vodka or something else in there too. But it's a super fucking strong. But 151 rum is strong as shit. Strong as fuck.
I can't do vodka, man. This shit's too strong for me.
No, it's rum. It's rum, food. Like the Puerto Ricans doing shit like that.
Oh, but that's the Puerto
Yeah, no,
Ricans, though.
the Cubans. My bad. Fuck around, huh?
Oh, that's the Cubans, man. I'm pretty sure they can drink that shit like nothing, but no. I tried drinking vodka straight. It did not go well. Don't get me wrong. It was like the after effect was all right, but just the whole like during, fucking strong. I had an ex who could drink that shit straight. I didn't know how the fuck she could do it, but she did.
It depends on the vodka. If you're doing like some weird, like cheap ass, like Smirnoff or some shit like. I remember back in the day, it used to be like the thing, like the party vodka used to be the UV vodka, because it was like flavored. It was like green apple.
UV vodka is really good, so leave that out of the question. Don't. I love it. Too.
Drunk days in my fucking youth, man. It was great times on the UV vodka. Man, and my cousin was here. We talk about all this. I remember one time we got so drunk off the UV vodka. I blacked out drunk. And me and him were fucking around. We're like, hey, drunk, like fucking talking like Elvis. And fucking, I put my elbow through the window, man. It was crazy.
What
was
the
like,
fuck?
Yeah. He was like, yeah, bitch, fuck you up. Fuck you up too. I pushed him, then he pushed me back. And I went, oh shit, bam, right through the window. And then one time we got really drunk. Another time on Green Apple UV, man, we got so drunk. We were on the phone. I was on the phone arguing with somebody. I was like, this motherfucker, this and that. And then my cousin and his homeboy, Lazy, right? He was just hanging out. And they're all looking at a little asshole, because they kept swinging the fucking door open to the restroom open. And they made a little asshole. And they're hella drunk. They're like, what the fuck? This and that, you fucked up. And my cousin's like, let me see that shit. And then he kicks it with his foot and he makes it fucking this big. And then he's like, hold on. And he puts his boot on and he fucking bam, kicks it fucking twice as big. And then I'm on the phone like, what's going on? This and that. And then I'm looking, I'm just like, all right, then bam, and I kick it too. Man, before the end of the night, fucking half that door is missing.
God damn.
It was a good time, man.
UV vodka though is good. My favorite is the blue.
Tequila,
Raspberry.
I can't do it.
You can't do. Oh, dude, I love tequila too. Once again, I'm glad I don't drink, but there's nothing you can't really say that won't. Well, I'm not like it.
I'm good.
Yeah, no, I get you. I mean, everybody has their own preferences,
You guys ever tried gin? Huh? You ever tried like a Tanqueray?
No.
Yeah.
It has this weird like flavoring because it has this herb in it. I can't fuck with them, man. Fight motherfuckers. One time again, yeah, I stole this big ass bottle of Tanqueray, the one with the handle,
Yeah.
a big motherfucker. And I remember me and my cousin were trying to study because we were fucking bad kids. So we're like, all right, we gotta study to get our diploma. So she's over there doing her diploma. Like, I gotta study. He's like, you want some Tanqueray? All right, just one cup. All right then. And then like 20 minutes, all right, I'm just getting another cup. Just one more. 5 cups later, she's like coming in slurring words. You fucked me up. I was like, I didn't tell you to drink 5 cups of fucking Tanqueray over there. Miss, I study when I'm drunk and shit. But yeah, that was a fucking break time, man. Like a week straight, we got drunk off that bottle, man. It wasn't even like a lot between the three of us, man. We got drunk. Good times.
Hell yeah. No, man. I think the first ever beer that I had was like a 40, and I was splitting it with my friends. I was a fucking badass kid when I was in middle. This was in middle school, man. I remember we went to the park. It was nighttime. I think it was like 8, 9 o'clock in the afternoon or at night. We're just walking around. We went to the park, and then we're just drinking on a 40, and then fucking smoking out of a fucking Swisher Sweet and shit. Just fucking being badass motherfuckers. Well, after a while, one of my friends was like, "Hey, I bet you Xavier can't chug that fucking 40." I looked at him like, "Motherfucker, watch." Start chugging the fuck out of that 40, man. I didn't get drunk. I got buzzed, but there was 3 of us. So my third friend, he got hella drunk. I think he was already drinking beforehand, but he was already drunk. We were walking and shit. I hear on my right, I hear some like a stream of water hitting the ground, and we're walking, mind you, we're walking. So I'm like, what the fuck is that sound? So I look to my right, and sure enough, my fucking buddy who's already drunk is just pissing. As he's fucking walking, he's pissing.
Jesus.
I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, put that shit away, bro. We're walking right now. He's like, sorry, man, I can't hold it. I couldn't hold it. I gotta let it go. He's still fucking pissing, by the way. Yeah.
we pissing and talking to you, walking. Jesus.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Okay, this story, right? That's something. The next topic I want to bring up. I got a good story about people pissing and shitting on themselves when they're drunk. You want to hear a good fucking story, right? You ready for this fucking story, Dave? I already see you're like, what? I'm gonna blow your mind right now, man. Fucking blow your mind. Right? All right. So we were bad kids back in the day, right? So my cousin, she's gonna hate me for this. I already said too much, right? So my cousin, right? We used to steal bottles and shit. So one time she decides it's always with the tequila. As I say, fuck tequila, especially Jose Cuervo, whoever the fuck puts that shit together, man. You're putting demons in the bottle, man. Every time I got drunk on some tequila, some Jose Cuervo especially, fucked up. So anyway, she steals a bottle. She comes home, whatever. They already been drinking a little bit in the day. Comes home with the bottle, and we're like 13, 14. So she's all getting drunk. We already had a couple shots. We're smoking some weed. And this is back in the day when, we had to go get a can, make a pipe with a can and shit, So we're smoking, blowing smoke out the window. And then she's in the restroom for fucking forever. And, all right, adults that were supposed to be in the mix, right? You can put 2 and 2 together for this one. Some adults that were supposed to be in the mix were actually intoxicated and inebriated as well as us. So here comes the funny part. So motherfuckers need to go restroom because we're drunk as shit. Not only the kids, but there's some adults in the mix that are fucked up. So anyways, we're like, hey, who's in the restroom? My cousin's in the restroom. What the fuck you doing in the restroom for so damn long? Banging on the door. Bang, bang, bang. What's going on? What's going on? Mom, yeah, hold on. Let that slip, right? Yeah. One of the adults says, open that motherfucking door before I start whooping some fucking ass. All right, then. Fucking open the door. What are they fucking? And then they tell, okay, let you go in. Because, we're men. You go in and you figure out what's going on. They find my cousin passed out on the floor, water running, and a shit stain right about here.
Oh,
The worst part about it, right? My mom, god damn it. That individual that was an adult in the situation, right? All right, well, fuck it, yeah, it was my mother. The fuck is wrong with you? So, proceed to throw said fuckhead into the bathtub and fucking turns the water on, thinking that she's doing some. What you doing in here? You fucking doing drugs? And my mom's right. So, yeah, motherfucker, what are you doing over here, right? So, what do you want? What do you want? She's finally coming out of it. So then, come to find out, we're like, why do you have shit on your shirt? What's wrong with you, right? So she explains somehow
oh shit.
that she shit on the bowl. Okay. And then she fell off the seat. And instantaneously, the shit rolled off the seat onto her. So when they came in the restroom, the shit was laying right next to said person. Right? It was horrible. It was evidence everywhere, all over the place. Well, yeah.
So we know how you die, right? This is probably the last time you're gonna be on the podcast.
Yeah, this is probably the last time you was dead individuals are gonna fucking murder me.
Oh shit.
This had to be said though. It was fucking horrible. Some good times, man. It was some great times.
Oh my god. I don't think I have a story like that or anything that can compare to that.
It was some great ones. I can tell you another one. If you guys ain't got another good one, I got another good one. Great one.
Go for it.
All right, so the next one, right? He's gonna hate me for listening to, right? But we were bad kids. We used to drink a lot when we were like teenagers. So we had an in-law of a family. So someone in the family that was married in, I'll just say, okay, he was supposed to be like an uncle-in-law, right? So that means he's technically higher up, not higher up in age, but higher up in the rankings of our family. So it should be a little more respect in our end, right? But we're bastard kids. So he wasn't that fucking bad of a kid. He was older than us, a few years older. I think he was actually my sister's age. But we're all smoking, drinking, and shit. So one day we had some Tanqueray. That was one of the days we had Tanqueray, right? Hey, come by. You want to drink? Yeah. I'll drink with you guys. Comes over. Man, we got fucked up. We all drank the same amount, mind you. So we all got fucked up at my grandma's house. We walked outside, and we were sat on those those lunch tables outside, like in the little play areas, like at parks that have like the mesh. It looks like just like mesh, like diamond patterns, but you can sit on it and you can see down. So we're all fucked up. He's fucked up, right? Eyes red and throwing up already. And we go out there like, let's go. We smoke a cigarette, smoke a blunt. Went out there, we're hanging out. This was like, oh man. It gets quieter, and then we notice this fool's fucking sitting there, and because he's sitting there on the table, and his legs are like underneath where the table where his face is looking, he's throwing up on himself, right onto his own lap. Horribleness, right? Throwing up on himself. This fucking guy threw up so much on himself, and then we kept taking pictures. Like smoking. And then this guy's in the background just he's supposed to be the older one. He's supposed to take care of his punk ass, right? So man, what we're gonna do? He's too fucked up. Like, we can't let him go home like this. He's fucking smells like shit, piss, everything. So my cousin, my sister tells him, we'll help him get in the shower. Throw him in the shower in his boxers and let his punk ass wash off. So he gets in there, and on the way in there, he's sitting on the thing. He's sitting on the toilet. And in front of the toilet is the sink, and it's a little restroom. He's sitting there, and he's like falling forward, and he keeps like hitting the sink. So he starts punching the sink, bam. And they're telling him, "You better fucking stop that shit." Okay, all right, I'm sorry. This fucking guy, he has gum in his mouth. He drops the gum into the cat litter, and he picks that shit up, shit you not, with the cat litter on it, puts it back in. Like,
oh fuck, bro.
Yeah. Fuck. So yeah. Anyway, get your punk ass in the shower with your boxers on, because no one wants to see your shit all out. Get your ass in the shower. Got him cleaned up as best we could. So it was late as fuck, like 2-3 in the morning. Like, all right, we gotta take you home. But say that you came and hanged out with us, because his mother like dropped him off to hang out with us. But don't tell her you were at her house. Tell her you went to your friend's house. So when you get home, what are you gonna tell? I was with my friend. I'm like, all right, cool. Get your ass home. So his fucker goes inside, and then the next week home. Hey, so what happened? I don't remember what happened. He's like, you motherfucker, man. So sure enough, his mother never looked at us the same after that shit. Never looked at us as the same. And I swear to God, like we like fucking fucked his wife up after that, man, because he started getting to bad shit after that. But yeah, that was pretty fucking hilarious. Just the thing, we were bad kids getting him drunk like that.
Fuck, bro.
That's fucking crazy.
Cat litter fucking guy.
Cat litter. That's his name now, cat litter guy.
Yeah, we'll call him that for now. That's what we'll call him.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I got one story, but I mean, you guys already about pretty much know it, and I don't know if it'd be a good thing to bring up anyway. I'll give one small little detail. It's about hats.
About a what?
Hat.
A hat.
Ah,
See, excellent.
No, what you talking
I
about?
get. Yeah.
What'd you do to a hat?
I don't think it'd be a good subject to get into.
Why did you bring it up then?
Yeah, you brought it up.
Waiting over here, Dave.
I guess the one crazy story I could tell you is like, and there's a photo of me out there with a pigeon with a hat on it glued to its head.
Oh!
Now you remember. You're like, oh.
And what's your hat, man?
Mr.
You love fucking petting those fucking pigeons and giving them a little something to go home with, huh?
Hey, dude.
And a little glue in between that.
Kept the rain out their eyes.
Oh, they were fucking great. They're probably the best this town's ever seen. Man, the class we had in the sky, man. Fucking upper tier. Ain't that some shit? What other fucking cities does some shit like that? Fuck yeah. Didn't you say people hated you for that too, though?
Oh, dude, I got death threats. My kids got death threats.
For pigeons?
Yeah.
Ain't that some shit?
Fucking pigeons, bro.
Dude, we had like 400 or 500 fucking pigeons easy dubbed in hats.
I'm pretty sure they doubled
Jesus.
by now.
What if we start? What if we go to all the homeless in town and start gluing hats to them?
Good work.
Like we should make some peace pipe hats, like different type, like sombreros and all kinds of shit, and then just like if you want $20, glue this to your head and leave it on for like a week, and then when I see you in another week, I'll take it off your head and I'll give you another $20. I think they would be down. I know some crackheads in town that be like, "Fuck yeah!" Even though they don't want to leave it on for the whole week, they take that $20 and glue that shit on their fucking head, man.
Hell no, bro.
Be a lot of happy dope.
Imagine the fucking whole process, you know? Like what do you do? Do you shave their heads or you just fucking go like right at it with the super glue?
We'll find out with them. That's the best part about this. Hey, maybe the first one we give them a burrito or some shit, you know? But a fucking link that they need during this cold fucking weather we seem to not get away from. You know?
Yeah, no, they say it's gonna get warm, but I ain't seen shit.
Fucking ass.
Yeah.
Fucking communist. Tired of this shit.
Fucking hell, man. I can see that though. Fucking homeless people walking around with sombreros and shit glued to their
Peace
heads.
Pipe Podcast, fool.
What?
What was that?
Yeah, Peace Pipe Podcast hat. What if it was a sombrero on it? That'd be fucking awesome. Best way to get on the news.
Yeah, we'll be on the news. We'll be on the news, all right, but for the wrong kind of reason.
Shit. Locals torture homeless men.
I think that would be definitely jail time.
I was telling work too. I was telling Joe from work, I was like, we're gonna make bum fights, and you're gonna be the star of the new bum fights, Joe.
Damn, bro.
That fool
What
was
do you- what do you-
believably can pass for a homeless man too.
Yeah.
What do you say when you told him that?
He's like, I know, huh?
Fucking Joe.
Man.
Good guy though. He's a good guy. Fucking moron, but yeah.
We should honestly probably do something like that. Not saying go and balloon at
Bum
the
fight?
homeless people.
Bum-
or bum fights. Not that, but something where we do something and make a video content or what. Or fight.
I like the name. I like the name bum fights though.
Well, yeah. You ever seen that shit back in the day, Xavier?
I've only seen like World Star videos.
Oh my god, this guy's you never seen it. Go on YouTube right now and look up bum fights.
That way, that's a fucking thing.
That's
No fucking
There
way.
was a group of guys back in the day when the YouTube first started. They made a whole like video and put the video on their channel. And it was a video of bum fights where they had a couple different characters of they were bums. And they would go and fuck with them. Like one of them was like, fuck. There was like at least 3 or 4. So they make them fight. So here's a 40. Whoever wins the fight, you get the 40. Or they had this one dude, he was like, they would buy him crack. And they tell him to do crazy shit. Like one time they fucking like handcuffed him to a pole and they put a plate of crack in front of him. And then it was like just out of reach. He's like, the whole time they were like, go closer, closer. It was fucking hilarious. Some good shit. Good shit, man. And then they had the MTV Cribs, the homeless edition. And they show one of the bums, and that fool's like, check out my ride. And it's a fucking gold sprayed fucking shopping cart. He's like, oh shit, player. That shit's so funny.
What the fuck?
You gotta watch that shit. Another classic. You ever seen Jigaboo Jones? It sounds
No.
fucking stupid and racist. You never heard of Jigaboo Jones?
We're still talking about bum fights.
No. We're talking about classic YouTube things back in the day.
Oh
One of them.
no!
But if you want to see some other crazy shit like in that type of genre, you gotta look up Jigaboo Jones. Jigaboo Jones. And he's a dude in the LA area back in the days in the early 2000s. And he made like videos about how to do crime. I'm serious too.
fuck?
Yeah. And his main line was like, watch your surroundings. I swear to God, man, I still think of that shit all the time. Watch your surroundings. And he talks about like how you can steal from shit. Like, you come into the car, you just check the door, man. So look at the door, man. Half the time that shit's open. And I swear to God, half the time when I was stealing shit, man, that
What
motherfucker was
the
open.
fuck?
I swear to God, he would talk about some crazy shit, like some menacing shit. He's like, you want to fuck with somebody? Go get you a bike lock from the dollar store and then put it through someone's wheel. You know how there's like spokes? He's like, put that shit through the wheel, lock that shit, and then when they take off, he's go bang, 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 tear all this shit up.
Damn.
It's hilarious, right? This dude, he's a black dude, and honestly, respect to Jigaboo Jones. If he ever hears the shit, he's a fucking smart ass dude. He plays into the stereotype. He has big old Jerry curls and these big old looks on. From LA, browse people on camera, but he's smart. Like he's recorded as having a high IQ. Like he knows how to fucking count cards and he knows how to cheat at dice. Like all kinds of shit just because he has a higher intelligence. Like he tells people how to fucking steal from like UPS trucks. Or he tells you how to go and skim from the gas station. Remember back in the day when you used to go to the gas station, you used to put your card, it used to be like a little kiosk, and you used to like put your money in there and then you can like use it to put your card in. Before they used to do it individually at the gas pumps. You know what I'm talking about, right, Dave?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they used to have like, especially at Arco. Remember they used to have like in the center between. Used to be a little machine that you went to and you did your shit there instead of at the pump.
Yeah.
They doing it mainly because of him doing that shit. He would tell people how to put like a little box on top of it, and it would like get people's information when they get their card scanned. And the way he would get away with it was he would go and like skim people from gas stations all day long or like all week long and only take a certain amount of money. Because in the state of California, if you take less than I think $1 or not more than $1, it's not considered robbery. So he was able to like, I'm going to do this thousands of times to people and only take $1 and get thousands of dollars, but he'd only take $1 from everybody. Or sometimes take like 50 cents from people. So he wouldn't get prosecuted because if he got caught, he'd say, well, I didn't steal all that money from this person. It's not robbery. Ain't that some smart ass shit?
Yeah, actually, that's fucking smart.
And you think about who the fuck's gonna throw a big hissy fit over 50 cents if you see her on your car? It's like, what the fuck, 50 cents? Whatever. You know what I mean? That's some smart ass shit though. But yeah, Jigaboo Jones. Yeah, check that shit out.
That's if his account's still up, though.
Oh yeah, you know he was so deep into crime, they fucking banned him from the city of Los Angeles.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the mayor of Los Angeles banned him from California, you know, in adjacent like counties like San Bernardino and shit, because there's like other counties that are close to Los Angeles. That's when he ended up moving out here to Las Vegas, in Nevada, and he had to stay out there I think for like 10 years, and now he's able to go back to California.
Well, that's good, but damn. No, I never knew that.
Oh, one of the things
and
he do, right? The funny things he used to do is he like go and rent a rental car, and he would take the key, and then he'd go and copy it. So then he'd go return the car, and then he'd put a tracker inside in the trunk. So then he'd go have the key in the tracker. So he's all right. I'm gonna take it to a place where there's a lot of traffic. So then he'd go and find it at like a convention center or something. He'd go into there, steal the shit inside the trunk, because most people they go someplace with their shit traveling, and he would steal a lot of like shit from people like from like big conventions. They come with their laptop, or they're like police conventions. They come with their vest or their gun or some shit, and he'd go in their trunk and steal all their shit out of there. And one of the things he found was a dude. He had a fucking Ku Klux Klan uniform in the back of his trunk, and he stole that shit. Yeah. And he was like, "What kind of shit is this?" That was smart to think to do that shit too. Or like he would like how in Nevada too, like you can go to the casinos and get the card, like the MasterCard for like the floors, and like if you're like a housekeeping, and he'd go inside the rooms and steal the shit inside the rooms when people leave the rooms and shit like that. But it goes to show you, like, to be a smarter person, like just an individual in general. Like if you see like that type of crime going down, it's like you know what not to fucking do. Don't bring no expensive shit to you with you and leave it in your fucking hotel room in a casino. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's so he was a pretty smart guy, but he just uses all that knowledge for crime only.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Some shit.
Some smart shit though.
Yeah. You sure it's not street smarts, or like he's just smart in general?
Smart in general. Like they said, I think he had a high IQ tested when he had to go to like to prison or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But you gotta look into one, Jigaboo Jones.
Yeah, I'd have to look into, because that was how when you started watching him. How long ago was that?
When I seen that, shit, you can probably go on YouTube right now and find that shit.
I probably could. Let me check.
Jigaboo Jones. Watch,
The name, bro, the fucking name to it.
It's spelled exactly like it sounds. Jigaboo, one word, and then Jones. That's kind of a racist fucking nerd too. Jigaboo.
Yeah, that's
like
some
something
racist
from the
shit.
90s. What kind of a big lip Jigaboo? That's some fucked up shit to say, huh? That's some racist shit, but he plays into that. That's his character name, Jigaboo Jones. I heard too that he was one of the people that was with fucking what's that dude's name? You remember when O.J. Simpson went and stole back his memorabilia when they like stole it, and he went to the people that were selling it and tried to rob them back for it? He was one of the people that was involved in that shit. That was a long time ago too. You find it? You're squinting like a motherfucker. Yeah, you found it.
Jerry curls and everything.
Jigaboo Jones. Hell yeah, that fucking shit's hilarious.
No, I'd have to watch that later, bro. That's some crazy shit, man.
It's fucking funny. It's like the one where it's a whole video where it's an hour worth of shit. That's the one to watch. That shit's fucking good shit.
Why do I see that shit on MTV or something?
Oh, it's
like
that shit.
That's the kind of shit you'd see on like a major program like that.
That's
but like back then, though, you know.
Yo, back in the day before HBO got all like bougie nowadays. Back in the day, like in the early 2000s, like the HBO documentaries were fucking wild for real. I swear to God. Have you ever seen the documentary where the dudes are like drug addicts and shit like that?
Mm-mm.
No. One time I had to go to
No.
this class, right? Because I got caught with the fucking bullshit little. It was less than a bowl of weed. I was walking to school on a Saturday because we had Saturday school because we were on a different schedule. So like in California, it's 3 months in, 3 months out, and then some people we had three different schedules: 3 months in, 3 months out, or it'll be 6 months in and then 6 months out, or it'll be 2 months in, 2 months out. So there were different schedules. So there would be sometimes when people come on the weekend. So I had Saturday school. So I came in and I was walking through the neighborhood, right? So I had like a pocket full of change and I got a dub sack of some kush back in the day with like, man, got a 5 sack of some fucking stress weed, which was pretty much like an eighth for $5, and then you get a 1 gram for $20 of some OG kush. So I'm like, cool, I have a good bag of weed and I had the bullshit weed. So I already smoked all the bullshit weed. I had smoked almost all of the good weed, and I had a little ass piece of weed, like a little piece of weed left for like after school. So I was like, cool. I got high, walking through the neighborhood, going to school, just at the block right before I hit school, and I heard someone say to me and my homie, "Hey, what are you guys doing? Hey!" And I looked, and it was some white guys with sunglasses on, and I was like, "What the fuck? I'm going to school." Well, come here for a minute. And then they opened the door in the car and they got out and they had, their badges hanging from their chain. I was like, oh shit, here we go. He's like, go against the wall. We're gonna search you guys. Like, what are you guys doing out here? He's like, we're going to school. He's like, we're going to school on a Saturday. Really? I'm like, look at the people across the street. They're fucking going into school too, motherfucker. So this guy finds a little ass piece of weed and arrests me and takes me down for that shit. I remember that shit. It was
Damn.
fucking bullshit. So yeah, I had to go to school, right? For fucking NA, Narcotics Anonymous, and one of the fucking things that made us watch, because when you go into shit like that, I don't know if you ever been some shit like that. They make you go to a class where they teach you about how bad drugs are for you and how being a drug addict can ruin your life. So we're like all teenagers, like high school kids. So they put on a fucking HBO documentary about this dude about he's addicted to heroin and crack, and in the nighttime he's a prostitute, and he sells himself to old men. I swear to God, it was the worst. It was child abuse for real. They made us fucking damn near watch this dude suck some fucking dude off for a dime sack. I swear to God, and it was a fucking HBO fucking movie. And I just thought, like, man, what kind of a fucking class is this that the city of LA made us go and fucking do this shit? I remember that. It was fucking disturbing.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible, man. Now, every time I think about fucked up, like, TV shows and shit, nothing got fucking HBO like how HBO done it back in the day. Horrible.
Look at him now. Fucking shitty subscription.
Fuck your life up now, man. Don't ever look on those old fucking HBO documentaries. Not the Max ones, not the HBO Max and all that bullshit. HBO. Back in the day.
No, I'm okay. I'm good.
Well, anyways, I'm ready to wrap this up then, huh?
Yeah, seems about so.
Anything you guys want to finish off with?
Well, update. I can swim now, so I can swim forward and backwards. So that's some good shit.
Okay. When you go swimming?
Okay.
No, like growing up, I taught myself how to swim.
Oh, you were saying you almost drowned.
Yeah. I never clarified it. I never said anything afterwards. I just said that, but I know how to swim now, so I'm good.
Okay, all right. There's a lot of people that live near the water that don't know how to swim for shit. A lot of people in LA, a lot of people don't fucking know how to swim. Say that,
really?
Right? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fucking water. Dirty as shit.
But y'all are like right next to the beaches and shit.
Unless you're like in Venice Beach or like a lot of the beach cities like Huntington Beach or Santa Monica, when you're closer to the water, you know what I mean? When you live like in LA,
filthy
LA, East LA, like Boyle Heights and like South Central or Compton, like the city like that, or like downtown, from there to go to the water, to the ocean, it takes you a while. It takes you like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, like commuting. And then if it's bad traffic, it'll be like an hour, maybe 2 fucking hours, depending on where you're
Wow.
coming from. So like when you get out there, it's a fucking thing, and then you can't find fucking parking. The best time I've ever been to the ocean in LA was in the nighttime. When I was a lot of
Really?
tribulations in my life, I remember like right before I left LA to come up here, when I was like real young. I remember fucking the last night we were in LA. My pops took me to the ocean in the middle of the night, and like fucking like 10 o'clock at night, and there was no one out there. And we just parked near the ocean. And we went out there. He's like, "All right, you enjoy this sight because the next time you're gonna see the ocean's gonna be years from now, probably." And I felt like, man, it was just like a prolific time. I like to see the ocean and just feel the breeze on my face. This probably the best time I've ever seen the ocean.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think it was something like that, but with Biloxi Beach in Mississippi. Now those are good times. I was like 4, 5. Those are good times. Traveled all the way from Louisiana all the way to Mississippi. We go there on vacation and shit. So, and this was during the time where my mom and my dad were still together. So, things are good. We go out there just to like relax and shit. Rent a room at a motel or whatever, or at like one of them like real expensive ass hotels. We rent a room there and just go hang out by the beach and everything, and come back, go watch a movie or something, and then go to like a steakhouse, and then Walmart. How like I said, I was 4 or 5, so I think the coolest thing I'd get at Walmart was a Bionicle when Bionicles were still a thing.
The fuck is a bionicle?
And like little robots you put together. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
They come with like swords and like different kinds of weapons and shit, different versions of them. Yeah. Um, it was good. I think it was back in '09. I think. Yeah, 2009 was when all that happened. So that was a good year for me at least. But every time we go to the beach, it would be like it wouldn't rain, but it would be really cloudy and it had nice wind.
something
So that
about
was
my water is good.
wind and water is a good mix.
Well, anyways, Dave.
You got anything else you want to add, Anthony? You in the show? You got one last thing?
Honestly, I feel like water. I've heard recently of people talk about water being conscious and how people feel water has like spiritual properties. I do kind of believe in that because I've known people that being like shit, like straight Paiute near Pyramid Lake, and they talk about to respect the water, don't shoot in the water, don't throw things in the water. You be respectful of the water. I do believe that's true. Something about
Yeah.
water. A
Hmm.
lot of places, and then too, like places like bad things happen. So a lot of the times, like people that dump bodies and shit in water, but like spiritually something to do with water. You ever notice too, like in the nighttime? You ever? I don't know if you ever been like out like near a river, especially rivers. You ever see like a full moon and the reflection of the moon on the water? It looks like a black mirror. You ever see that shit?
Yeah, but I've always seen it in lakes though. I
Next
mean, I
time,
live I
if
live
you ever
right
get
next to the river.
if you ever get a chance and you're out and it's a full moon and you can drive near water, like or a river, look at the river like the and be in a dark place where not water like a lot of light. I like going to where I like to go shooting outdoors. There's near like a river. So sometimes on the way out, like I'll stay out there intentionally like late. So on the way out, I can drive by the river. And sometimes when I go out there, I drive by the river and it's full moon. And you can see the water just real reflective of this moonlight. I don't know if you ever been out in the nighttime. Regular moonlight is not the same as a full moonlight. Like full moonlight
Yeah.
is like it's really visible. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's dark, but it's more visible outside with from the moonlight. And I feel like a lot of shit happens near water when it's a full moon because of the reflection, like it's a black mirror. And I know that I've heard a lot of things about people like do like black magic. They do using a mirror, like a black mirror. And that goes back to like old Egyptian shit where they get like obsidian mirrors and they use those to do like occult practices and shit like that. That's my take on water. Like it can be good or bad, but you should respect it.
Should, especially when you're like you said, Pyramid Lake. Like that's one lake you really don't want to fuck with. Like there's plenty of underground water holes that just go in and out. And especially being on a sacred lake of a native area, like native spot, like it's just to disrespect it is really fucked up. And to even spit, piss, shit, I don't give a fuck. Anything that you're gonna do negative to that water, negative, gonna.
Yeah, that's true, man. You gotta respect the land. Definitely.
Yeah.
But the Egyptian shit, we should talk about that sometime because that's some interesting fucking
What, water?
with the Egyptians.
Oh yeah, we should talk about Egyptians one day. We gotta get more in depth though. Well, I can tell you about some crazy shit, like the Afghani battery. How they have technology where they put like clay pots, where they use like lemon juice and copper rods to produce electrodes to make electricity. And it's called the Afghani battery. And they said they had this technology like way back in the Egyptian days. Like they still have the pots from back in those days, like with all the copper and shit like that.
Damn.
Some shit.
Yeah, that'd be real cool to talk about next time.
We're gonna do a whole Egyptian next time. We'll do the next episode. We'll try to get some. I'll get some Egyptian knowledge. I'll talk to my grandpa about that shit. He likes to talk about Egyptian shit.
I just need an image because it's X's turn, I believe, or Anthony's turn. Somebody's turn for next week's thumbnail. So if we're doing Egyptian, give me an Egyptian idea.
I'm down with that. If you guys are down with that,
I'm down.
we'll make it Egyptian then.
Oh, yeah.
I have to look into it then.
Yeah, talking about a lot of spiritual shit then. Well, anyways, you guys.
All right, guys. Well, I had fun. I'm David. That's X. And Anthony. This is the Peace Pipe Podcast, and hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. Anthony X, you want to say anything before we end it?
No, I mean I had a good time. You know, got a lot of shit out, and well, y'all know what happened to me because of the last episode. But other than that, no, man. I mean, I hope everybody liked this video.
What about you?
Yep. Until next time, you know, like I always say, Peace Pipe Podcast. We smoke. We come in a circle. All our differences aside, we speak the truth. Because it's the Peace Pipe Podcast.
Mm-hmm.